Nancy Guthrie continues tonight after it's believed that she was taken from her home last weekend. Just minutes ago, Savannah Guthrie posted a video saying they will pay the ransom. The video is short, so we're going to play it twice for you.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace.
Nobody seems to want to talk about Nancy Guthrie and her son-in-law. Now, not Tomoso, who we've been talking about, but Mike Feldman. Mike worked for the Clintons as their political consultant for 8 years, and suddenly his mother-in-law disappears from her home right before the Clintons testify. So the Guthrie family has decided to pay the ransom. They put out a video, but in this video, they're using certain words that makes me believe that, unfortunately, Nancy is no longer with us, which I already had a feeling, especially when I talked to that inmate in my prior video. Not only that, why is this getting so much coverage? There's other people out there missing. We're going to talk about that. Plus some little nitbits of why Savannah and her husband is in the Epstein files. Fugitive TV, let's get into this. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel. We take a look at cases of missing people, unsolved mysteries, or any sort of criminal case where we need to look at it from a different point of view. Because I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself, turned things around. Now I'm talking to you. Now I'm a motivational speaker, and I'm trying to inspire the next person that, hey, you too can be something in your life as long as you put your mind to it. So I'm able to look at some of these cases sometimes with a different perspective, or I can receive information a little differently because I have been on the other side of the wall before, right? Well, I've already done a lot of videos on Nancy Guthrie. For you guys that's been following me, you guys know this. And if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe, okay? And share the video. I'm almost at 20,000 subscribers, so let's get that going. But Nancy Guthrie's family has put out a new video. The video is saying that they are going to pay the ransom. Now, I want you guys to look at this video very closely. This video, the language is a whole lot different from the other videos that they did. So let's take a look at this.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Now, in this video, compared to the other video, that first video they put out, the first video, they were asking for proof of life. They were saying how much their mom means to them and the family. And not only that, if you remember, they were also speaking to their mom, saying, Mom, if you hear this, if you see this, we love you. Do you remember that? This video, total opposite. They're not speaking to their mom. They're not telling their mom they love her. They're not saying any of that. What they're saying now is, the first thing they say is, we understand. Well, what is it that they understand? What was in the second note that was different from the first note? Because the first note, they didn't say we understand, but the second note, they say we understand. Then they go on to say we will pay. They want her so they can celebrate with her together. Now, you can say celebrate her being back home. You can say that, okay, celebration, right? But then you can also say celebration of life, which usually happens when somebody passes away. And then they go on to say, this is very important to us. They didn't say our mom is very important to us like they did the first video. They said this is very important to us. As in, like, we need to get the body back for a proper burial, a proper ceremony, a proper celebration of life. That is what I picked up on this video. The video is very short and is not long. I think this is the shortest video. I think the brother's video was short, but this is the shortest video. They're not asking for proof of life like they were before. So they sent them something to let them know, hey, I think they let them know that she is no longer with us. And if you've been following my videos, I said maybe 4 videos ago, I said, whoever did this has done this before. Whoever did this is ruthless. They're calculated and not to be taken as a joke. I said this. And then I also said I wouldn't be shocked if she was no longer with us. Just because of some of the people I've been around and spoke to, just like in my last video. I spoke with an inmate who's currently doing life right now. All he did was abduct people. That's all he did was abduct people. He did it in a different country in South America, which is a little different because abductions down there, I wouldn't say normal, but it happens a lot more than here. And he's currently serving life here in the States. But even talking with him, he even told me, you have to be prepared to end one's life. Now, they're not saying that. I don't know if they did something to Nancy on purpose and caused her, to pass, or maybe she passed while they were in her care. That part we don't know. Okay, we don't know.
Maureen O'Connell, a retired FBI agent and friend of the show, on the phone right now because this just happened with the new video coming in. So, Maureen, what stands out to you here?
Well, it's a last-ditch effort to, bring her mom back if her mom is in fact alive. I mean, they have to. They're just I don't want to say they're grasping for straws, but you can hear the desperation in their voice. You can see it in their faces. These people are crushed, and the most important person in their life is God knows where, with God knows whom. So they're just letting them know we're going to cough up the money. They need them to. I don't know. I mean, this is brand new, and I think this is just a last-ditch effort on everyone's part to either find out who this person is or bring her mother home.
When she says, we received your message and we understand, I guess we don't know if that's the message from yesterday that we've reported on that went to the TV station, or if there's a new message that we just don't know about.
Yeah, the message is, get me the money. I'm not talking to you anymore, or else.
Right.
I'm guessing. And I can say that I would never give money to anyone when I didn't have proof of life, but I can tell you that families often want to, because especially if they're, backed into a corner like this. What other option do they really feel that they have? None.
Well, and I just think about if it was my mom and, I had the money, and we don't know how much it is, but I think I would just pay. I mean, I know what you're saying from an FBI perspective, but even if there's that, whatever the chances are, like, how could you not think I'm just going to pay?
But I do believe whoever did this, they know what they're doing. And you know why? We know what, why they know what they're doing? Think about this. FBI still don't know where the ransom note came from. They can't track the IP address. The IP address has probably been blocked and bounced multiple times in so many different countries. They probably can't figure it out. They can't figure out where the Bitcoin address wallet is. They can't figure that out. Yeah, you're not probably going to see the wallet. Okay. Now, there is certain things that detectives can see, or I should say FBI can see. Okay. When the money gets sent. So I'm thinking they're probably going to try and track the money once it's sent through the Bitcoin wallet. But we don't know how sophisticated these people are. These people can be so sophisticated that by the time they tumble all the Bitcoin, and by the time they find out who this wallet belongs to, they could be long gone. The person I spoke with yesterday who has experience in this, he told me, usually you do this with more than 2 people, which I think is probably more than 2 people. We had Ashley Banfield put out that the prime suspect was Tommaso, which is Annie's husband. And we all been looking at him. Now, I'm still not going to take my eye off him. I don't think maybe he physically did it, but could be something he did that set off a chain of events that caused their mom to be abducted. I have no idea. And I'm not saying he did that, but if he's a prime suspect, that's possibly what could have happened. And we don't know. We don't know if Savannah did something that set this off. I brought up earlier the Epstein files. She interviewed somebody. The person she interviewed gave him a lot of information on Epstein, and the interview never came out. As we try and put all these pieces together of what happened, okay? Let's take a look at this right here. Nobody seems to want to talk about Nancy Guthrie and her son-in-law. Now, not Tommaso, who we've been talking about, but Mike Feldman. Mike worked for the Clintons as their political consultant for 8 years, and suddenly his mother-in-law disappears from her home right before the Clintons testify. Mike worked for a Glover Group that was started by Joe Lockhart, who was Clinton's press secretary. Glover Park Group is now ran by an Epstein, and it's owned by FGS Global. Do these dots need to be connected? I pray they find Miss Guthrie safe and sound. Once again, for some reason, this stuff connects back to the name Epstein. Is there something really going on that we do not know about? This right here says Savannah Guthrie is personally named in the Epstein files. That she is. During my live, I brought it up. She is, and I brought it up in one of my past videos that she interviewed somebody. They don't say who the name is, but she interviewed somebody that gave her a lot of information of all the women that was trafficked and supposedly some more information. But this interview was never released. So Savannah got a lot of information out of somebody, and the interview for some reason was not released. So it says Savannah Guthrie personally is named in the Epstein files, including her husband, Michael Feldman, who founded a PR consultancy firm with Joe Lockhart, who was Bill Clinton's White House press secretary. All right. After leaving government, he became a senior partner at the Glover Park Group, the firm co-founded by Michael Feldman. Joe Lockhart then sold his Clorama property at 2446 Belmont Road, Washington, D.C. to Barack Obama in 2017. Add Greg Rothschild, the managing director for Glover Park Group's government affairs and divisions. Rothschild's wife, Stephanie Horowitz Rothschild, mysteriously passed away in a car accident in 2021. Then it says, what is lurking behind the scenes with the Epstein files? And then, like I just read earlier, you have her husband who's in the Epstein files. With all this connections going on. Savannah was supposed to host the Winter Olympics in Italy, where Tommaso's from. I did a full background search on Tommaso, and I can't find no family from his side at all. The only family that showed up on my end on the background search is all Guthrie's. I'm wondering if Tommaso's even his real name. I don't know. All this sounds weird. And then you have Trump coming in talking about, hey, we got a solution. He's coming in to save the day. Last I knew, I thought him and Savannah didn't get along. But just because you don't get along with somebody does not mean you don't need to help him. You don't need to, not help them in need. So I get that. But still, No other person that's missing is getting this much attention. You know how many people we got? You know how many people I have reported on this channel alone? You know how many videos I have done on people missing? This is the most attention I've seen from anybody. Now, I do understand Savannah is the host of Today show on NBC. I do understand she was on Court TV for a long time. I do understand Savannah Guthrie is a face of, media. I understand that. Okay. So yes, it would make sense for her family member who's been abducted to probably be all over national TV. It would be like if LeBron James, something happened with his family member. It'll probably be all over TV. I don't know if you remember, but do you remember when Michael Jordan? Remember Michael Jordan's dad? Remember how he passed away? Remember they tried to rob him or something like that? I don't remember the full story, but remember Michael Jordan's dad was all over TV when that happened? Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant passed away in a helicopter, we always hear about Kobe Bryant and his daughter all the time, but we never hear about the other individuals that were in a helicopter with him. I believe it was like 8 people total, I think, but we never hear. I bet you can't even name another person who was in a helicopter with Kobe besides his daughter without using Google. We never hear about it because Kobe was the name. So I get it that Savannah's mother is going to take the headlines over anybody else that's missing. But while I'm telling you this, watch this real quick. Watch. Thomas Medlin. I did a video on him. He is still missing. He went missing since January 9th, 2026, out of Stony Brook, New York. He was last seen on the Manhattan Bridge. Last update we know was that his phone pinged to the Manhattan Bridge, and for some reason, a camera on the bridge picked up a splash in the water, but they're not saying if the camera picked up what caused that splash. Was it a cell phone? Was it his backpack? Because he did leave with a backpack. Was it somebody else? For some reason, they're not giving us this information. His family is still out looking for him, though. Thomas Medlin. We have another one here. Jafet Jemmott, 15 years old. Now, I have spoke to his dad. I've reached out to his dad. I offered him my platform. He's welcome to come on here anytime he wants to and say what he wants. So I have been in contact with him, but Jafet Jemmott, 15, he was last seen on November 28th around 6 a.m. in the vicinity of Beach 70 Street and Rockaway Beach Boulevard. This is out of New York. I believe it's Queens, New York. His attire consists of black pants, white t-shirt, a black hoodie, white sneakers. And if you have any information on him or see him, please call 1-800-577-TIPS. Like I said, he's been missing since November 28th of last year. Only 15 years old. There's not much these teens can do without money in their pocket, without a job. So where are they at? This right here is a picture of Lupita Ontiveros. I believe she's 21 years old. I did a video on her too, maybe a couple weeks ago. She got into an accident with a dune buggy. This is out of Northern California. The dune buggy went into the canal. She was with, I believe it was 4 other people. For some reason, the 4 other people got out of the dune buggy, made it, but Lupita vanished, disappeared. Now, during the search, they did find Lupita's jacket that she was wearing, not in the canal, but they found it in an abandoned field, and the glasses she was wearing in an abandoned field, not close to the canal at all. So it's been a mystery, as in what happened to Lupita? Did her friends do something with her? Or did she really fall in the canal and drown and we just can't find her? She's missing as well. 17-year-old girl missing for months after leaving home to meet a man. And I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Tanya Tavar was reported missing on December 1st, 2025, after authorities say she traveled 70 miles to meet the unknown adult male. A 17-year-old girl from California has been missing for 2 months after authorities say she left home to meet a man. Tanya Tavar of Hammock, California was reported missing on December 1st, 2025. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Naya may be in the company of an adult male. She has a tattoo on her left hand. Her description on the center's website records. It is currently believed that Tavor allegedly traveled 70 miles to Termo, California to meet an unidentified man. Citing detectives, Charles Tavor, her mother, told detectives that her daughter usually shared her location with friends and family members, but that sharing stopped on the day of her disappearance. She is also missing after meeting up with a man. I just wanted to throw their names out there. Since I got your attention and everybody's looking at Nancy, why not throw these other people out there? And that's just a pigeon, just a pinch of the things that I read, I see every single day. It is outrageous. How many kids are meeting people off of video games? What's the lady's name? Oh, there's another one. Her last name is Busby. They just found her body and she met this guy off of the internet, off of video games, grown man. She's underage. They just found her body. So there's a lot out there. And my condolences and everything and my respect, everything goes out to the Guthrie family. Don't get me wrong. It goes out to them. But I want to use this opportunity so I can show you guys, hey, there's more people out there. Like the young lady that's behind me right now. I hope that I'm wrong and that Nancy is still alive. I hope I'm wrong and she's still alive. I hope most people that comment on this video, my past videos saying that she's probably gone, I hope we're all wrong. And a miracle happens and she's still alive. I hope the people that did this get caught. I was hired by individuals not long ago to help in a search with a suspect that did something to a loved one. I found him. Only because law at that time where they were living at was being lazy, and the loved one was a drug addict. Always running out in the streets, homeless for a few days, would come back home. They would try and get them some help. And because of the lifestyle the loved one lived, when they passed, even though they passed due to somebody else's doing, law kind of brushed it away. It wasn't that important. Which was sad. Everybody's life should be important, no matter what happens to you, right? But they had to go get some people on the outside to go help them find the person who was responsible. Now, like I said, I hope they find the people who did this. I hope they do. Okay? I'm going to look too. I'm going to search. I'm going to see what I can do on my end to see what I can find. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this is way over a lot of our heads. I don't know. Something tells me this ain't right. They jumped on Nancy Guthrie's roof yesterday and took off a camera, some wires, almost like an individual put a camera on her roof and spied on her the whole time. Something's really going on. I think it's a little deeper than just Nancy was just kidnapped. There is a true reason behind this. There is a true reason why this is being shown in our face left and right. There's a true reason probably why we're not seeing Tommaso in the family videos. There's a true reason why his Facebook's down. There's a true reason why the school probably took him off the website. There's a true reason that Trump's getting involved. There's something going on with this. Out of these cases that I have done, and I haven't had this channel that long, maybe you guys helped me blow up the last 7 months or whatever. All these subscribers you see, I got what, almost 19,000 subscribers, probably 19 by the time this video comes out. 18,000 of these subs came within the last 6 months. Around that time frame. That's how fast this channel's been growing. And I want to thank you guys for that. All right. Thank you. Thank you to the members. Thank you to everybody that's comment. Thank you everybody that's liked and shared. And you know, my community down below, we do not judge. So you can comment whatever you want down below on how you feel about it. And please don't judge on them, because that's what they feel. That's their thoughts. Okay? Please take care of one another. Please, when you go outside, watch your surroundings. Here is a tip I learned from somebody that I had to be locked up with, unfortunately, that did a lot of home invasions. You know how they got into the house a lot of times? Do you know what they did? When you would pull into your garage, most people pull in forward. Garage opens up, you pull in forward. You're not looking behind you because you're so busy looking in front of you to make sure you don't hit the wall. While you're looking in front of you, pulling forward, they would walk right behind the car and be right behind the car, and you wouldn't even know it. You hit the garage doors closing, they're in the garage with you already. Ever since he told me that, I back in the garage. I back in. And I don't even have my head turned. I look at my camera backing in, so if somebody comes in, I can see them. Just a little tip. Keep yourself safe. All right? Please like, subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel. And if you're returning, you know what to do. Share the channel. Share the video, okay? You guys have helped me blow up so much. There's merch down below, Fugitive TV, like this hat I'm wearing. I have the new Ray Marcel collection, okay? The Ray Marcel collection is only going to be in white, red, and black. That is it, okay? And the membership, if you like, because I do videos for members. With sometimes what I'll do is put little nitbits and secrets in there that I'm not sharing to everybody else, all right? But all you have to do is like and subscribe, and I'm fine with that. This is Fugitive TV. Please take care of one another. Till next time, I'm out.